Hello, hello. What's up? What's up? Hey, everybody. Doing a little bit of a gaming monitor upgrade today. If you see my TikTok that I put up just a few minutes ago, here's my going to be upgrading the bottom monitor over there. Get some of this stuff out of the way. Appreciate that. Thank you. First thing we got to do is unhook the old one. So this bottom one is it's an Alienware QD OLED 34-inch. It's a great monitor, nothing wrong with it, but I wanted something a little bit bigger and with a higher refresh rate. So I got the LG UltraGear OLED. It's a 45-inch, has an 800R curve, a little more immersive, I think. So we'll see what it looks like. But I gotta get this old one unhooked, turn this bad boy off. These DisplayPort cables with the little locking mechanisms are nice because they won't come off when you don't want them to. But trying to get them off of the back of a monitor when there isn't a lot of room can be challenging. There we go. The good thing with this monitor arm that I'm using, it's pretty easy to take stuff on and off. It's got 4 little thumb screws, and I can just lift it right off of the mount. For those that are looking at this LG UltraGear 45-inch, twist it on me. Best Buy has it in stock, at least the ones, and they had it in the store next to close to me. And it was normally like $16.99, so a very expensive monitor, but if you're a part of the Best Buy Plus program, I think it's like $50 a year, you can get it for $700 off, so you're still saving $650. I don't know how long that's going to be the case, but it's currently you can get it right now, so you can get it for $9.99. Well, $10.49 if you add in the Best Buy Plus membership, which is a yearly membership, and you can cancel it. You don't have to keep it. All right, old one is off. Move this to a good spot so that it does not get damaged. Those of you, the first one I got of these QD OLEDs from Alienware, from Dell, was damaged. And I had to wait for like 6, 8, 7 weeks to get a replacement, so I don't want to mess that thing up again. Here's the back plate that goes on. So pretty easy. Hey Ace, how are you? I'm going to take off the VESA adapter for that other monitor. So that I can put it on the new one once we get it unboxed. There we go. Put that over here. Now let's get the new one unboxed. So you got the mount already. I don't know what I'm going to do with these other monitors. I may change the whole configuration, not sure yet. All right, let's get this one unboxed. So I'm not going to be using the stand that comes with this, so probably just lift this whole top part out. I will need the power adapter. Whoa, that's a huge power brick. So this just has the stand and the accessories in it. Put that over here. This has cable clip, the remote. Need those. Display port, couple HDMIs. Look how this power brick. I don't think I've ever seen a power brick so large for a monitor. It's a honker. So the power supply is external for the UltraGear, which not a big deal, but I think think they probably could have built it into the back, but yeah, I could reduce heat. Give you a little more flexibility as far as placement, possibly. Yeah, Ace, I think I got this, I think I got the Dell OLED. I think I initially got it in February and it was damaged, so I had to wait for a replacement, which they RMA'd, and that took almost 2 months. It's because those things was right when they came out. But the second one I got has been great. The text isn't as clear as like an IPS monitor, which was a little annoying, but I'm using it for gaming and media consumption mostly, so it's not a big deal. All right, so here's the power supply. I'm going to go ahead and just drop this down behind the desk. That way I'll cable manage it later. Those of you who know or watch any of my other videos, you know I'm a pretty big stickler for cable management, but I want to make sure this thing works. And that I like it before I go through the trouble of rearranging cables and all that stuff. All right. Let's see, which side are we oriented here? So this is the top towards me. So I am going to very carefully, man, that 800R curve compared to the 1800R on the other monitor, the huge difference. I think I'm just going to cut this so it's easier to get out. Without having to take this all the way off. Mount the Visa. I don't know if I'll need the mounting plate for this one. This has. Looks like it should just line right up. I will not need the adapter. The Dell, I had to use an adapter just because of the way the Visa mounting plate was on that one. The good thing is I got thumb screws, so hopefully I can do this with just me. This thing is very big. So just taking off the screws that came with the Visa mounting holes because I don't need them for, I'm using an Ergotron LX dual stacking right now. So I think I'm gonna move all my Stream Deck stuff out of the way here. Actually, I think I'm just gonna unhook them for now. Just to give me a little bit more room to move this monitor around. All right, Stream Deck's out of the way. What kind of games has everybody been playing lately? Anything exciting? I haven't gamed a whole lot the last few weeks other than some Diablo 4 Season 2. That's what I've been mostly up to. The LG, the new one, the UltraGear is 240 hertz. Has an 800R curve, 45-inch, and it's a W OLED, where the old Alienware was a QD OLED. So the difference is QD OLED still uses the regular RGB LEDs per pixel, so it has a red, green, and blue per pixel, whereas the W OLED has a dedicated white LED as well, so there's 4 per pixel. So you got a dedicated white, and then you got the red, green, and blue, which helps with runs cooler. From what I've researched and understand, it actually runs a lot cooler than the Alienware does, and it can help with the brightness, and where the peak brightness doesn't need to be as high for every zone, every pixel, things like that. But we'll see if I like it when I actually get to hook it up and game on it. I think I have most things out of the way. The new one I actually got Best Buy. I think I was talking maybe right before you joined. The 45-inch, the LG UltraGear, Best Buy has it for $16.99. But if you're a Best Buy Plus member, which is like $50 a year, you can get it for $700 off. So you can still save $650 even after you pay for that membership. So yeah, $999 is what it ended up being, which was actually cheaper than when I paid for the Alienware, the 34-inch QD OLED. I think I paid $12.99 for it but that's when it first came out. I think it's under $1,000 now as well. All right, let's see if I can get this out by myself. This thing is a monster. And it's super thin, like the panel is. Look at that. Thing's a beast. I don't see any damage, so. I believe this is the same panel they use in the Corsair Xeneon Flex, the one that you can actually flex in and out. I think this is the same panel. I'm gonna unplug my keyboard and get it out of the way too for the moment. Let's see if I can be good now. Well, the good thing is, because it's so curved, it sits. It will sit on here. I don't trust leaving it, though. I just keep putting stuff in my way. Move this around so you guys can see. The trick is getting it on here and tightening it up with one hand. Without the stand, it doesn't weigh, I think it weighs about 19 pounds, maybe just under 19 pounds. This Ergotron mount can hold, I think, 22 per arm. Let's see if I can line this up. Nope. We got this thing tensioned so tight, it's hard to I think I can finagle it. Yeah. Right there. All right, got one started. All good from here. Two. This is a standard 100 by 100 Visa mount on the back, which is nice. Standard size threaded on the screws as well. So should work with just about any stand out there, as long as it can hold the weight. Again, it needs to be like 20 pounds or plus. All right, display port plugged in, power. I just wonder if I'm gonna have to tension it more. Yeah, I'll have to yeah, I'll have to do some tensioning. That's okay. I can do that after we get it on and see what it looks like. It is nice, like it does come with a remote. Most gaming monitors don't come with a remote, so that's cool, especially when you have these one little joystick type thumb control things on there. Plug this in. Good thing with the standing desk is you can raise it up to get underneath of it. I gotta make sure I'm not gonna hit anything. That's good. Let's see, where we go right here. Okay, we have power. I heard it beep. It's on. Need my keyboard. probably not on the right input. Keyboard, mouse. There we go. So it's working. So just for comparison, that top one is also a 34-inch, so it's the same size as the one I just took off. This one is 45. So you can see the difference. Pretty substantial. And the curve is just ridiculous. Like, let me put the other one in front of it. I mean, it's the same curve as the top. It's 1800R. So here's the old one. Looks like a baby. And you can see the curve. So it's the lower the number, the more dramatic the curve. So like I said, the two that were hooked up are 1800R. This new one is 800R. So over twice as much. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Let's see. There's my mouse. Load up some Diablo 4 just to get an idea of what it looks like with the game. Maybe. Oh, it's putting it on my other monitor. 1 second. I have my my capture card is shows up as a secondary monitor, so I need to fix that. Oh, everything's going over. Let me just unhook it. There we go. That's what we wanted. Man, the curve is redonkulous. Another thing with this, monitor is it has a matte finish instead of a glossy finish, which if you're in a bright room or you have windows with direct sunlight or something like that, it'll be a little bit better. Even though the glossy probably looks better as far as detail, color accuracy, things like that. It's a lot of people will argue. But with this amount of curve, you don't want any reflections if you can prevent it. So the matte with this 800R is probably a necessity, because if you did a glossy on this, any kind of ambient light or light behind you would probably drive you nuts. So it's probably why they didn't do a glossy finish on it. That's some of the things I've seen some people that a bunch of videos that I watch for reviews complain about, but personal preference. But I don't like any glare on my screen. It drives me crazy. So yeah, you can see we're getting a little bit of glare from this light, but not terrible. Let me turn this light off, see if that helps. Oh yeah. So now you can get a better picture or better idea of what it looks like without any direct light on it. Enter in a game. There we go. It's crazy that this thing is so curved. Like that's why I wanted it. You know, larger, better, more aggressive curve. Hopefully more immersion. At least that's what a lot of people have said. I've never had anything that had this much of a curve to it. I think the 1800, maybe 1600R is what I've had before. But let's see what the keyboard's not working. Come on. I mean, that it's going to take some getting used to having this much of a curve. Once I get it adjusted to where it's at the right viewing angle and everything, then I'll figure out if I'm going to keep this top monitor, reposition the side monitor. The top monitor and the side monitor are hooked up to my streaming PC that's on the bottom, and then the gaming PC just has this monitor on it. And even if I'm not streaming, I still use that secondary PC for Discord, watching other streams, listening to music. I don't want anything taking away performance from the gaming PC, so everything is on the streaming PC that absolutely doesn't have to be on the gaming PC. Like the game, of course, and like, but even like Discord, I run on the other one just to save resources as much as possible. And my keyboard doesn't want to work. Thanks, Glorious. 1 second. Let me try the other one. It's lighting up, but it's just not doing anything. Not responding to any keys. Try my other one. There we go. All right, so let me double check resolution. The resolution is good. Window full screen. HDR. I don't know. I may have to do that in Windows. Save. Check display settings. See what the NVIDIA control panel, see if it has the refresh rate and the resolution and everything correct. Resolution's good. And it locked it in at 240 hertz. So that's good. G-Sync is enabled. So everything's working as expected. Control R. Getting, of course, this is, it's D4, so it's not super, super demanding, but I'm getting on, so I'm pretty sure I have everything on Ultra with a couple of custom settings. Yeah, everything's pretty cranked. And I'm seeing 350, 360, down to 330s for FPS. So when you're talking about 240 hertz, you want to try to be around that or higher to get the full benefit from the refresh rate. If it's lower, that's fine. It's still going to look way smoother than like a 60 hertz or 75 hertz. But you want to try to get if you have a 240 or a 360 or a 480 or whatever's out there now, you want to try to get the game to the same FPS. You may have to lower settings and things like that to do it. I'm running a 3090, 64 gigs of RAM, and a i9 12900K. So, and Diablo's not super, super demanding. So I'm able to exceed the 240. Now, in the middle of a dungeon or there's a bunch of things on the screen, that may be a little bit lower, but kind of get the point. Yeah, hopefully that's what I'm thinking is the curve is going to add to the immersion, but hopefully it doesn't affect how everything else is set up, and I can lay everything out and have it still look good. But I'll have to, you know, get everything adjusted as far as viewing angle, adjust up the other monitors, get all the stuff hooked up and back underneath of it. I may have to adjust my monitor or my mic arm because it's gonna, you know, probably be hitting this because it was really close to the other one. So I'll do all that and then I'll make another video, another short with this final setup and what everything looks like. Give everybody an update. But yeah, it's working. It looks, I'll do like a dead pixel test and stuff like that on it just to make sure there aren't any dead pixels. Maybe run a couple of other calibration tests, website tests from it, just to make sure everything's good. Then start enjoying this thing. So appreciate everybody tuning in, checking it out. If you have any questions about it, about monitors, PC gaming, you know, setup builds, check out all my other content videos, drop a comment. I do my best to answer everything pretty quickly when I can. I'm usually within a day or two. But it looks pretty good. I'm interested to see what World of Warcraft, like the text. Let me just pull up a web page. Oh yeah, so the text already I can tell looks way better on this, even being a larger panel with lower pixels per inch, which is a kind of a con because I think it's like 89 or something like that pixels per inch, whereas the Alienware I think was over 100. But as long as you're not sitting super close to it trying to read, or you're reading text all day, like this isn't a good monitor for like anything other than probably gaming and media consumption. Like you can use it for stuff. I'm just saying, like, there are better options if you're gonna use this for like work and you're reading text all day. Not the best option, but you can make it work depending on how close you are, as long as you're not sitting right up on it. So we'll see once I get it adjusted, but the text already looks better than the Alienware, and I think that had something to do with the QD OLED, the way that RGB, the LEDs work on that. It's a little bit different than a regular OLED or even the WOLED. And that was one of the cons, at least with the ones the Alienware, the QD OLED that I had, is the text looked really jagged, almost like there was anti-aliasing. I mean, you could just see the pixeling of the edges of text, and it was kind of annoying. But this doesn't look to be that way, at least sitting at probably 1.5 feet, 2 feet away from it, which is usually about what I am. Doesn't look too bad at all. Yeah, not bad at all. I do want to check another game that was the text was really noticeable was World of Warcraft, and I haven't been playing it much, but I might with the new patch. All of the menus in the text for a while were really bad on the other panel. Let's see if they're better on this one. Oh man, this looks ridiculous. Oh yeah, the text, like on the menu, especially, I don't know why, on that QD OLED, it just looked really bad. Like you could see all the little jaggies on the edges of the text, and it just wasn't sharp, and it kind of annoyed me. But this one looks way better. Not going to be as good as like probably a really high-end IPS. IPS are just really good for text, like the clear text and the clear font thing on the settings on those is just way better. But that is one thing I would say about OLEDs in general, is the text doesn't look as sharp sometimes. But this one's better than the other one, which I'm happy with. So I'll get some more time on it, get everything set up, and I'll put out some more videos so you guys can check it out. But thanks for tuning in. Again, any questions, drop them down below. Do my best to answer them. Appreciate it. All right, Ace. Thanks for hanging out. I'm going to wrap this up and get all this cleaned up, and might stream a little bit this week or this coming weekend with the new monitor. Let you know my impressions after I've had some time on it. So I appreciate you hanging out. Happy gaming.